Hi everyone, my name is Dora. Welcome to my third video of my Eyeshadow Roulette series. The way that I do this Eyeshadow Roulette series is that I focus on 4 randomly selected eyeshadows across 2 weeks, and I only have a one-time usage goal. But additionally to that, I also then use those 4 eyeshadows in one complete look within the video. So this is why I'm not wearing any eye makeup yet. And we're just gonna, have some fun and put some seemingly unrelated and completely random eyeshadows together. Right, but before we do that, let me talk you through those 4 eyeshadows that I was working on of these past couple of weeks. So I'm gonna insert a swatch right now, and we're gonna go from left to right. So on the left, we've got the shade Endorphin Machine, that gold one from the Urban Decay Prince palette. And it's this one here. That light blue shade is this one here from the Revolution Reloaded Marvelous Matte palette. Next is the shade Playful from the Revolution Pro Rockstar palette. And then finally, a single loose eyeshadow from Bare Minerals. It's actually Franken. It looks like this. Right, so the first color that I wanted to work with was the light blue shade, and I actually used that for my Deck of Panning Update 4 video. So if you wanted to check that out and see that look in action, go ahead. I'm gonna insert the link right here. I used that blue shade on the inner portion of my eye, and then I used Venus, which I absolutely adore. It's this one here. It's another Revolution shade from the Forever Flawless palette. I used that on the outer corner and above my crease. And then I used this pressed glitter shade here, Hybrid, very, very sparingly all over the top. It probably didn't get picked up that well by the camera. That's from the Revolution Chilled palette. I used this shade here on the inner corner, is the Max Factor Cappuccino Nudes palette. And this last shade here I used on my lower lash line in conjunction with a green NYX eye pencil in the shade Emerald City. Actually, all of those looks on the lower lash line, so I'm not going to repeat that now. They all have the green NYX and then this darkest Max Factor shade. So that look I wore on this e.l.f. No Budge Shimmer Stick in Rose Gold. The second one was quite fun because I didn't expect myself, like I'm not used to seeing myself in so many brown tones anymore. I find it very late 90s. But yeah, it was quite fun. I wouldn't normally do that, but I had to work with Brave, so that's what I used, this one. I started out as my base with this e.l.f. liquid eye topper in Dirty Martini. Then I put Brave, the Franken shade, all over my lid. And then I put another Revolution shade from the New Neutral Passion palette. It's quickly become one of my favorites, and it's this one here called Spoiled. I put that on the outer corner. And that was it, quite simple. But yeah, I did enjoy it. With that Urban Decay gold shade, I was sort of like channeling an eye makeup look that I did about 1.5 years ago, and I distinctly remembered it, and I remember it being so nice. For some reason, it didn't really work, and I think I am putting that down to this purple shade here. There was some hard pan on there which I had to scrape off. I had to build it up so many times in order to achieve that deep purple outer corner crease type thing. The previous time that I used it, maybe 1.5 years ago, I feel like this performed differently, but what do I know? I don't remember. I could have probably layered it on 1,000,000 times. I really don't remember. But yeah, that was a bit annoying. It didn't really come out the way I was envisioning it. Yet I still think that gold and purple is like a really pretty combination. I used that rose gold shimmer stick again as a base, and then the gold Urban Decay shade all over. The purple matte that I showed you went on top on the outer corner. Then I added light to the inner corner, and this purple pressed glitter called Ductile from another Revolution palette, again, on top, just to make it more sparkly. Right, final look was with Playful. again, on this shimmer stick as a base, I put Playful all over. And this was another, like, I'm not sure I liked it. Like, you know, when you're just mixing too much. But yeah, other shades that were used. This shade here, as well as this shade. I'm covering it up because I am working on expanding this pan in another project. And I also used this shade here called Mist. Right, that's it. Let's randomize some new shades. My list has grown quite substantially. I'm not going to tell you how many, but if you remember or watch the previous 2 videos, then you're going to see how many, because yeah, it was my birthday. I got 3 palettes for my birthday, and then I bought myself some extra palettes too, because, you know, you got buy yourself some gifts too, right? Yes. Anyway, I think I need to like slow the fuck down on buying so many eyeshadows. I did not bring my shitty phone. That's shitty. I'll be back. Okay, I've looked these shades up. 201 is a MAC single, and Louise, if you're watching this, I have literally rolled in that single eyeshadow that I was talking to you about in your comments. Do check out Louise's video. I'm going to link that either up here somewhere or also in the description box. Check it out. Louise is sharing her nostalgic story about why she wanted to buy this certain eyeshadow by MAC. And I have such a similar story that I'm going to be sharing in a minute. So it's this MAC single. You can see it's already got pan in there. I panned this before I even knew what the word for that was, and that this was a thing. Oh, wow. Okay, it's so old, but it still has the name of the shade in there, and it's called Typographic Matte Eyeshadow. So it's this very matte charcoal black, and you can see from the pan it's really deep, but I had actually been using it as like an eyeliner. So there it is. So here goes my story. Get yourself a cup of tea or something. When I still worked, oh my goodness, this is so long ago. When I still worked for a stock photography agency in Soho, and I lived in East London at the time. This is like literally another lifetime for myself. I, for some reason, got on the bus. Maybe the tubes were like messed up, so I couldn't get the train. Anyway, I'm on the bus, and there's this girl sitting there, and she has got the most amazing eyeshadow look. And it's a smoky eye with this very charcoaly, dark, soot-like eyeshadow. And it's beautiful and perfect, and it's like super strong around her eyes, and there's like the blending and the technique she used. It was just, oh my God. Anyway, I was so mesmerized by that look, and because she had it all over her lid. I mean, I know I keep saying that, but it felt fascinating to me, and it looked so good. I have a completely different eye shape, so on me that looks like really weird. And also what can happen is that if I go too much on the inside, then it looks like my eyes are literally like on my nose, like here. I just marked myself now. Anyway, I didn't know how to do that at the time. But still, I went into a shop, and I also bought this brown one here at the same time. I cannot tell you what it's called because that's come off. I'm working on this one on a daily basis because I use it for my brows. But yeah, this one I've just been ignoring in my makeup drawer for years and years and years and years. So it'll be good to bring this out, to work with this. Oh my God, should I maybe, as like my homework, try and recreate that look as best as possible? So it would be a look from the mid to late 2000s. Why not? The next shade is from the Revolution Chilled palette. There's particular shade, I know exactly which one it is because I had previously been working on that in my Pan Those Eyeshadows series. And it's this green one here, and yeah, I mean, I'm not over the moon, but you know, why not? Let's give it some more love. So there's that green one right next to it. Very dark. The next two are from new palettes, and I have no idea what they are because I don't recognize the names like that. I'm gonna have to say sorry, but these are more Revolution palettes. I bought this Kombucha Kiss palette, and the shade Heating Up is what we're looking for. And it's another gold shade. Okay, all right. How does it compare? Oh, it's very smooth again as well. Sort of very, very similar to that previous Urban Decay one. Apparently this is like scented with kombucha. I can't say that I love kombucha. I probably drank that for the last time 20 years ago. So it's been a moment. But yeah, this is where we're at right now. Okay. And the final shade comes from the Revolution Pro New Neutral Romance palette. I bought this because because I was working on this particular series, and I was working with that shade Spoiled from this palette. I remember getting up, finishing my makeup, thinking I want to buy all of those sort of leopard print palettes that they still have. And I now have 4 because there's something so creamy and nice and yummy about their shimmers that I was like, I need to have all of the ones that are available. This is still new here. The name of the shade is Dreamy. So let's remove this and figure out which one it is. It's this one here. Maybe this is the moment where I'm actually gonna learn to use a transition shade. And I think that could be really handy for that MAC single. Maybe I don't have to create 4 different looks. Maybe I can just get away with creating 3 different looks. But yeah, Dreamy is very creamy. I'm hoping you can see it. It's just this one here. So yeah, it should work really well as a sort of transition shade. Okay, let's do a look with all of those 4. And here's the finished look. Okay, so this is what I did. So I worked with the e.l.f. No Budge Shimmer Stick again in Rose Gold, and then I set it with that transition type shade from the Revolution Pro Romance palette, and it was called Dreamy. Then I used just a very sheer layer of Natural, that green shade here from the Revolution Chilled palette, all over my lid. I deepened my outer corner and a bit above my crease with the MAC Typographic, is that the name of it? Yes. And then finally I put Heating Up from the Kombucha Kiss Revolution palette in my inner corner as a highlight. So yeah, again, these are colors I would never be like working with together. I would have never picked another gold one today because we had that last time. I would have never picked a transition shade. I probably wouldn't have picked a really deep shade, although I did want that one to come in because, you know, I needed to share the story that, yeah, I also had to buy a single MAC eyeshadow because I saw a girl on public transport who had very impressive eye makeup and I had to have that look. And then I would have never picked that one again because I already worked on it previously in my Pan Those Eyeshadows, but here we are. This is what I'm going to be working with. It seems like the vibe is revisit. Yes. Revisit, and also learn my technique better, because I never use a transition shade and I should. Okay, I think that's it for me now. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Yeah, a couple of weeks, maybe quicker, for the next video on this series. But of course, there's a whole ton of other content that you can watch. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night, whatever you're doing. Don't forget to leave me a comment, a like, and subscribe to my channel. Sending you so much love. Bye.